I'm looking at the things that I can analyze, and I can analyze the economy, and we are seeing a recovery. And again, today we had better than expected manufacturing data. So manufacturing is in a V. Naturally, industrial should do actually a very good job in terms of that sector, and it has, right? Housing has actually really been very amazingly strong. And if you listen to Lennar today, I mean, they talked about 16% new order growth. That's astounding to me. And then if you talk about materials, copper is at a 36-month high. So you should see a broadening out in the marketplace. Does this mean the correction is over? I don't know, Scott, but I will tell you this. What I do think is interesting is all of this M&A that we're seeing. And it started with Warren Buffett on July 6th when he bought Dominion's pipe. And then it expanded to Uber. And then it expanded to Siemens. And then, of course, this week we have a ton of action going on. $256 billion worth of M&A in July and August alone. 9 deals in August, over $5 billion. That's the best number ever in history. So to me, that shows CEOs are feeling more confident. And they are seeing a broadening out maybe in their business. They are seeing better visibility. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. I really do want to get another fiscal bill. That is something that's very, very important in my mind. And if we don't get it, I do think we will sell off, but I do think we will get it.
Pete, look, I mean, you've been making the argument that there's more or wider breadth than people had wanted to give the market credit for, right? There's been a lot of hype, and rightfully so, about a highly concentrated move in the market from these mega cap tech stocks. But as you have looked below the surface, Josh has just looked, Steph's been talking about it, as Josh talked about both of you making these calls. That's a story that needs to be talked about more. We have had a rotation of some sort. OK, maybe it's been a bit stealth. The question is, does it continue? And then what does that mean?
I think it can continue, Scott. I mean, I think when we're looking at a lot of these various areas that have been participating, and you guys mentioned about the breadth of the move, I think there's a lot of room still for many of these various names. It doesn't mean that you lose your discipline and you suddenly just think the sky is the limit. But I think what you have to do is just continue to look at this market and know there's going to be some bumps in the road. We know the economy has very, very good parts of it right now, but also some parts that are still very weak. So I think the combination of all of that. Now, we talk about truckers all the time. We've talked about rails. We've talked about different areas. Steph was just talking about copper. Look at Freeport-McMoRan. Great example. I mean, copper, yes, finally over $3 over the last week or two where we finally broke through that. And we're seeing a lot of movement there in the material space. But it's housing, it's materials, transports. There's all kinds of different areas of the marketplace that are participating, have been participating. And especially I want to point out that doesn't get talked about nearly enough is biotech. When you take a look at the XBI or the IBB and you take a look at where those names are and those particular indexes have moved, they had monstrous moves yesterday, Scott. I don't know how much coverage it got, but those were big moves, 5+% moves to the upside. So it's healthcare, but it's not just the main healthcare names. It's a lot of these biotech names as well. And to Steph's point, there is a lot of accelerated M&A suddenly going on as well. So could we dip a little bit again? I kind of feel like we certainly could. There's no doubt in my mind that we could. But I think that there are a lot of names right now that still are on their recovery that still have plenty of upside as well.
TIF Fund Manager Survey from Bank of America. It's a bull market, they say. 58% of investors say a new bull market has begun. They talk about rotating now, not chasing stocks following that huge rally from the March lows. What do you make of that?
I maintain that my crystal ball is cloudy, so I can't answer whether we are officially in a new bull market or not. But what I do know is we...
Why don't you start over at the top? Forgive me, Tiff. Why don't you start your answer at the top just for our viewers' sake, because I think your microphone wasn't transmitting at the beginning of your answer. So let's begin again, if you don't mind.
Sure. I was saying that, I continue to maintain that my crystal ball is a little bit cloudy. So I really can't answer definitively whether we are in a new bull market or not. But what I do know for sure is that we were in crazy territory last week and the week before. It didn't feel good. And now, we've rallied back. And I continue to maintain, the things that I like. I do like tech. I like anything tech adjacent, and I like tech enablers. And we've been talking about what is the uncertainty, right? Is there uncertainty? Are we going to see some more volatility? And I believe yes. There are a lot of questions out there. I believe the economy is kind of picking back up clearly, and the market is reflecting that. But we still don't know exactly when we're going to get a vaccine, even though it looks a little bit positive, right? We're in an election season right now. And I think the overall theme here is that we need to, this really is the case for diversification. We saw value pick up a little bit, I think it was like the week before last. But again, I'm not ready to give up growth, and especially not tech.